wanted to acknowledge first off was Mike Bigg. What do I hit the space bar? Mike was a remarkable individual. Not only did he take on the task of first counting all these whales, but found very soon that he could identify each one, and also found very soon that the scientific community in general, and certainly the captive industry, thought he was all crazy, that it's not possible to know all the whales. But Mike persisted. Unfortunately, he passed away from cancer in 1990. It was always a great pleasure to get together with Mike several times a year and go over all our negatives and confirm IDs, confirm new babies. Mike used a dissecting scope to look at black and white negatives back in the old days, and used primarily Kodak Tri-X film, and then later Ilford HB5. You know, and as you all know from photography, these are, you know, biggest rolls you could get were 36 exposures, and you always ran out of film when the whales were doing their best ID shots. So you just have to keep shooting film and keep on processing. We have about 500,000 black and white photographs, negatives in a vault, and I don't know how many are in the shelves behind Mike there. John Ford is now running that project. But this shows a brief example of how we're doing now. I don't know if we have a pointer here. Does one of these things point?
Yeah, that's it.
That's it?
It's got a button on the side
Button
there,
on-
Ken.
Of course, I can't see over at the angle like that. Okay, these are, we use the regular Microsoft's program that says pictures. Okay, we'll put pictures in the picture folder. And then we say killer whales by year, and we start in 76, and we go on down here, 2016, 2015. I actually made this slide last year, so it isn't up to date for today, but our computer is. And within it, then we have, like, these are all the year folders. And then,
Ken, if you want to hold that mic in your hand or move it over.
oh yeah, I could just carry it around. So, okay, yeah, we switched to digital photography in 2004. There was a lot of concern about this because Graham Ellis in particular was insistent that we have the best results from the film, and digital was in its early stages, and I think you could get maybe a 512 kilobyte or maybe even a megabyte picture. Of course, now we're on 35 or so. But anyway, as we went through the years, we just kept adding more and more folders of pictures. For example, we'll take a folder here. This is the number of photographers folders within 1 year. And then this would be, say, an example, one of these folders. Open it up and that'd be that many pictures. Dave went a little crazy that day. He shot 511 pictures. But we have other days that we have a couple thousand. And then we take the photographs and put them in each whale's folder, J2 and so on. And I don't know, this looks fuzzy to me. I don't know, maybe, is it fuzzy to everybody here? Yeah, okay, sorry about that. Anyway, there you can see the folders, right? They're big things. And within them is, for example, J2's folder. We have every photograph, every good photograph that we have on a particular day that year. So we had that many times that year. And then we follow in the 2015 folder, we look at all our pictures, and one of the things we'll look at is the head area, whether or not she's developing peanut head. And remarkably, she has not. In the very first slide that we showed here, I had K17 was showing the peanut head, and you had a demonstration of peanut head earlier. And then, for example, I put L112 folder because I was very attached to that little whale. She was just vivacious as could be, and she unfortunately died prematurely and was collected at Long Beach, Washington. She probably died within about a week before that, when there was a military exercise going on. And it's one of the reasons that I've been very concerned to advise the military to have mitigate as much as possible. It's very hard to mitigate for bombs, and they must practice bombing. Then we have J32. We have her from baby picture on throughout her growth. And this is at her necropsy. We can, let's see if I go back one picture. Well, won't take time to do that, but it was really a sad event in December 2014 when she was off the coast of Comox in the Georgia Strait. And I attended her necropsy. She had a fetus that died within her, and then her ovaries were collected. My interest was in finding out how many babies had she had before, because that was the first one we knew of. She had at least 3 ovulations resulting in pregnancy. And that was the only one that made it to her uterus. Anyway, we also keep track of the transients, and as you know, now we have about 250 of those to keep track of that are in the Salish Sea area, and currently we have 83 residents. And I stole this t-shirt from a paper by Phil Morin et al. And it really shows the transient and resident evolution of these ecotypes, so just called because that's the way they refer to them here. You know, they're completely different animals. They've had a couple 100,000 years to differentiate. And what I find fascinating about Morin's paper, Andy Foote's paper, is that all this stuff happened about the same time people were spreading around the globe and developing races and occupying different niches. And so it's understandable to me that if I was forced to go eat a diet of ants, that it would take me a while to, adjust. And some of us might not adjust to that. But, basically, if you can survive on it, that, might work for some, but populations are not likely to do that. Anyway, so we have now this huge database, which I'm happy to turn over to Giles and academic people around the world to start looking at a bigger picture. We were just counting whales, and I can't confess to being anything more than that. A whale counter. I was just counting. Mike told me to, so I did.
Okay, so I'm Giles. I met a lot of you this week as